Hey guys, this is AwesomeJohn22 coming today with another mini review, and today we are taking a look at Legends Starscream. An interesting attempt to kind of, create an alternative version of the classic Seeker mold. Never going to replace the classic Seekers on my shelf, but still a mold that I feel is pretty fun and worth having at least one version of. There are multiple versions out there now, but this is the one I feel like you should try to get your hands on if you can, and I will explain why in a minute. But first, let's take a look at the details. Cool orange metallic cockpit, blue nose cone, pretty sleek from the side. You can see his arms here, and these are clearly going to be his feet. But really, the only thing that kind of screams not a jet is these protrusions here, and very clearly there's his face. You can kind of see at his head. Looking at the bottom, though, very clearly it's a robot folded up. Kind of silly looking, honestly. I wish his head hid away somewhere, but still, pretty cool. Not bad. I like it. It's like a super stylized version of a real jet. Kind of like what we'd see with, like, Cybertron or something. And so it kind of brings back some cool memories of that era of toys for me, which is probably why I like it a little more than you would expect me to. Transformation is pretty simple. We're just going to kind of bring these up like so. Bring these away from that like so. Bring his arms down, which allows us to fold this entire section up and actually pretty much transforms him there. Split his legs, bring his arms up. You can either take his cannons off or just rotate them around. Then we're going to take this, fold it up like so, bring it down, and then split his heel and toe on each foot. And there you have Starscream in his robot mode, and he looks nice. He's a nice looking robot. We've already seen pretty much all the details of this mode, but I want to point out he has an absolutely fantastic head sculpt, the best I've seen on any of these little Legends figures, I think, so far. It's got air intakes there instead of... They're recessed, so they don't look like they have missile launchers behind them, which also kind of bums me out, but, what are you going to do? But, of course, he does have his null rays, and you can get some pretty cool, I'm going to shoot you poses. But the fact that his face, or his head, doesn't... I keep calling it his face, because it's not even a real head. It doesn't have its own mounting at all. It doesn't rotate at all. At least not as far as I've been able to get it to. I mean, it feels really fixed in there, and I don't see a joint underneath that could allow it to rotate, which kind of bums me out. It limits the number of cool poses you can get him in, but still, he looks pretty nifty, and like I said, I feel like this mold is worth owning. Bring the camera down a little bit, in one version or another, but this is the one you really should get because of this. His target master is Waspinator. And this is, of course, a reference to the old episode of the Beast Wars cartoon where Starscream's immortal spark possesses Waspinator, and he gets into all kinds of mischief. But this guy here, I love this figure because I'm a huge Waspinator fan. A lot of people are. And, of course, he does act as a target master. You do this, like so. And now he can be held in Starscream's hand, like so, and it looks fairly decent, I guess, but that is not what I use this guy for. I use this guy as my classics Waspinator, because Waspinator, being a beast transformer from the Beast Wars era, was about the size of a human, so about the size of a Minicon, and these little target masters are about the size of a Minicon, and he has a robot mode. And it does a pretty good job of capturing the look of Waspinator. All the details are there. So while we've gotten things like Generations Waspinator that are very, very nice deluxe class figures, this guy is about in scale with a Classics Universe or Generations figure in terms of the size he should be, next to those characters. And I feel like this is just like a little miniature blessing, because now I can have a scale Classics Waspinator on my Decepticon shelf. And of course, seeing as how he has a standard size peg, my Classics Starscream can wield him if I really want him to. Is really nice. Overall, both of these guys are very, very nice. And even though I don't use Waspinator for his intended purpose with this Starscream, I mean, I still recommend you get this Starscream just for this Waspinator. And that's pretty much this guy in a nutshell. So I will talk to you guys later.